We have the landscape of Kolkata football in the ISL change. So I'm going to keep this question East Bengal specific. I'll leave that to journalists over here. But how good is it for the city, like you were saying to me earlier, about having another team added to the ISL from Kolkata?
I think that it's very good for the city and also for the football in the country because it's huge rivalry. It's very that have been happening for long time. So it's a question of grandparents to parents, parents to sons, and it makes the football very live. So it's great that we have three teams in the Super League in Calcutta.
Lovely, and I must say you do look a lot fitter than you did the last season. I hope that's not because of all the stress you've been getting as manager, but you look well, so good on you, Carles. Right on. We have the floor open now for questions from the journalists for Carles Cuadrat, Hector Yuste, Souvik or Cleiton Silva. Floor's open, guys.
Hi, Carles. This side, Shatavarto here. This side. Yeah. My first question is to you. I have two questions. When we last met at the player unveiling session, you said that your team is not completed yet and the transfer is still pending. But as of the transfer season on, we saw that no extra addition is there. Is that going to harm your depth of any position of your player, or is it going to be okay with that transfer? And the second part, first you can answer this, and we are going to the second.
Well, we know how is the football industry all over the world. There is always things in the market. There is situations, negotiations, and sometimes you can do the final signature, sometimes not. So it's what was happening in that moment. But we have a full squad, we have a competitive team, and there is no problem about the depth of the squad. We have to find the solutions inside of our squad to be ready for the competition.
Fans are really concerned about the team's fitness and injuries. The news are coming. What is your reaction on that?
No, I understand that the fans are emotional because we love football, we have passion for football. I am the first one that I have big emotions in football. But also it's true that it's a city with a lot of rumors. There is always rumors about football. So there is not big issues happening in the team. We have, for the starting of the season, for the first match, I think that we're going to have definitely out of the squad only Nishu and Lakra, and the rest of the team is going to be trying to be ready for the game. What is happening in pre-season a lot of times is that there is some small discomforts that maybe don't let you to complete all the trainings, but it's something that happened all over the world in all the clubs, and more in Indian football, because in Indian football the calendar gives us a lot of time that a lot of players, they don't have routines, to keep the training, because some of them maybe they go with the national team, in June, and they still can be training, but a lot of them they just have to stop, and that's because of the calendar. It creates at the starting of the trainings some discomfort, but I'm happy with the preparation. I'm happy with what we are building, and I think that we're going to be ready for the competition.
Hi, Carles. This is Shauradi from One India, Khel. My question is to you that I think you have already seen. I know you have already seen the history this season. Last season, in the first 5 matches, you lost 3 matches, and you were against Bangalore, Kerala, and FC Goa. In this season, your first 3 matches are going to be against all these 3 teams. How important do you think getting at least 4 or 5 points will set the tone for the entire season for East Bengal?
Well, it's a completely different season, different players. We have been working in the squad, so I don't want to make comparisons with last season. Also, the other teams are in different situations. So it's not about last season, it's about this season, and try to start the best way possible. So also, it's quite strange that we have some games out, away, and I think that only one home game in the first 4 games. But there is no make sense to talk about the Indian calendar because we know that every season is the same. There's always things happening. It's difficult to find the right calendar for all the teams. So we have to understand that we are going to play a full competition, playing home away with all the teams, and that's it. We don't have to be worried about that. We have to try to be competitive from day one.
Hi, Carles. Carles? Yeah, I'm Shubhajit. This season you get enough time for preparation. So what will be your philosophy or approach for this ISL?
No, I think that we are in a moment that it's a good moment for the club. If we think that it's going to be our 5th edition of the Indian Super League, it's the first time in 5 years that the coach is the same. So it means that there is some stability in the club. Also, it's important that we have players that are keeping with us, like here Souvik and Cleiton, but also in the core of foreigners, we have been keeping Yassi and Saul, and also important players that are in the national team, and we were able to get them. So it means that we are in a different situation than we were last season. We have to be ready for a tough competition. We know all the teams have been reinforcing. That's normal. But I'm very positive about the team. I think that it's the first time in a lot of years that one coach, me, and my staff are for more than 35 games managing the team. From the times of Trevor Morgan, that it was not happening. And it means more than 10 years. What I mean is that we are trying to do something. We are working in the right direction. And also it's the moment to show new competition, new challenges. And I think that we're going to be ready to be competitive.
I have to bring in the players over here. And Hector, I want to start with you. The most obvious question that I could ask of you. You're not the first player to have made the switch from one of the city rivals to the other, from Mohun Bagan to East Bengal. How did the decision to move come about to you? And how happy are you now joining us?
First of all, I have to say that I'm professional footballer, so I had to choose, and my contract last season expired. So in summer, East Bengal called me. They offered me a very nice project, and I'm very happy here. As soon as you got into this club, you can see that this club is huge. There are many people following us. At the end, it's football.
At least you don't have to change your house. You can stay in the same house in the city. Yeah? You don't have to uproot everything.
We see
Those are good restaurants already.
Yeah. No, it's good. Back because this country and this city is amazing. So me and my wife last season we enjoyed a lot. We like this city to stay here.
Lovely.
Yes, please look later.
Yes, please.
Hello. Excuse me. I'm not from Africa. As you won the Super Cup last year, the coach was very happy with the Super Cup, but you nearly missed the Super League in the last match. So that was a heartbreaking for you that time. So what changes you want to bring in your team so that you can achieve that thing also in the ISL to go get into the playoffs actually. So that that kind of heartbreaking doesn't happen once again.
Yes, but if good afternoon, first of all. But if you compare with other years, it was the first time that we really fight for the top 6. So there was some improvement from the other season. So I think with the add of the players that we have in this season, we are really fight for the top 6.
This is a question to Hector here.
Yeah. Okay.
So essentially, a follow-up to what you have asked, like changing from Mohun Bagan to East Bengal, you come from a country where this is not very often done, and players fall under a lot of pressure when they do that. Real Madrid, Barcelona, for instance. But does this kind of a change bring additional attention to your game to you, and therefore more pressure, because you will be compared with what you played for Mohun Bagan when you
every time you come out as an East Bengal player? Does this mean more pressure to you?
Honestly, all the teams that I play for, I have the same pressure always. First of all, because the pressure is coming from me as a footballer. So when you play for big teams, you know that you have to fight a lot. And what I feel here is similar.
Hello guys.
Hello. Hector.
Hello guys. It's Devajan from Kolkata. My question to Coach Carles Cuadrat. Coach, right now they have Hector Yuste in your squad who knows all the lacunas of Mohammedan team. So do you think that this year the journey will be easier than the other season in your squad?
Say easier. I don't think so. Come on. We know that it's going to be tough games. We know that it's going to be a lot of excitement, a lot of emotions, a lot of things happening. It's normal. It's a derby, and this season it's going to be 6 derbys. So we are ready for that. We know that it's not going to be easy, for sure.
I'm Shushmita from Sarvamsha. My question is for Coach and Hector both. Hector, you are going to play with Anwar again. So is it an added advantage what you are bringing to the East Bengal for this season? And your view on that?
Honestly, when I was in Spain and I read something about that, I was in shock. First of all, for me, my personal opinion is that Ali is the best defender in this league. So we are lucky to have him here with us. And I'm very lucky, very glad to play close to him. So for me, it's top.
Souvik, I wanted to ask you a question. I can bring it.
Hello. On that?
But what I have to say about our Ali, very happy to have him in the squad. I hope that we can use him very soon.
Just want to bring in Souvik into the conversation as well. Souvik, now that both you and Cleiton have played together for so long, do you feel added responsibility as being one of the senior members of the team, both you and him, to mentor the younger players coming in as well?
Of course. Actually, I am a little bit senior than our younger Bengali boys. So every day I try to improve for myself also, and I guide my junior players such like Tanmoy, Shamol, Shayon. All are very young, and all are like 22, 23. So every day personally before practice session I told them to what coach said and what should they do like this.
Lovely, yes.
Coach Kamal from Kolkata. Firstly, you are looking very handsome. And secondly, new one team added this year. As a coach of East Bengal, what is your opinion? How much toughest tournament in this year?
I was the first to compliment you. I hope you will.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be a tough opponent, Mohammed. And we played a friendly match last season, and it was very difficult game for us, very tough. I think that we won 1-0 finally, but it was very difficult team. So you see that it's a project that they deserve to get the promotion from my league, and now they have a big crowd of supporters, and for sure they're going to be competitive. So yeah, it's great that we have 13 teams already in the competition. I started here in 2016, and at the moment in the Super League has only 8 teams, so it's good. It's good for the development of Indian football that every time there is more professionalism, it brings better players to the top league, and it makes the football in India improve. No question about that.
Thank you.
Hi, coach. So in the next Gen Cup, East Bengal obviously they played very well. Your younger team, that is, they played very well, and you have a history of in East Bengal of promoting young players. Last season you promoted Vishnu, Shayan. So what are your plans with young players this season, especially like of Shayan or he said Shamol? What are your plans with them?
Yes, the easy thing in the world is to put a younger to play a few minutes in the team. This is very easy, but it's for nothing. The important thing is to build a career for that player, and that's what we are trying. And what we want to do is to give the opportunity when the player is ready for that, and that it's not one game and then not good enough, go down. No, it's about to give consistency in the career of the players. So I'm happy with how East Bengal is working with the academy. They are getting results. They are getting new talents, showing that they are improving. But there is a big step between the Calcutta Football League and the Indian Super League. Very big step. So we have to take care of them and give the opportunities in the right moment. When I was in Bengaluru, I was doing that, and we give the opportunity to players like Suresh or Roshan, and now they are in the national team. So I think that here in East Bengal, we also have to be knowing that we pay attention to the youngers, but in the right moment, in the right opportunities, when they have to express what they are learning. And I'm happy. Last season, we give the opportunity to some of them, and Sayan, Aman, Vishnu, they get some goals, some assists. So for them, it has to be the consolidation of that. They have to keep working to deserve to play that kind of minutes.
Coach, is this good afternoon, Coach. My question is that he really asked you that about the young players the reserve team has, and there are few bright talents who are working really hard, playing really well. So I would like to ask you, who are the brightest talents inside the dressing room right now, which you are looking at? And to add on it, what is the primary objective that you are looking for this season? Because we all know to keep the momentum during the first half, the second half is a bit challenging. So how are you approaching to that?
I didn't understand about first half, second half. What do you mean?
As the first half begins 13th of September, and after the winter break, it again starts on the second half. So usually teams often fail to keep the momentum. So how are you actually looking at that?
Yes, about the youngers, of course, the ones that are in the Indian Super League squad are the ones that have more chances to play. So you see the list of players. This is the youngers that we have. We have, I think, that 6 developmental players, players that are younger, so they are the ones that are with the squad to try to help us. And about the season, it's clear that a lot of times the dynamic that you get is the one that gives you some extra points or give you a worse position. And it's true that last season we catch 2 bad dynamics that put us in troubles. The 2 bad dynamics, one was after the injury of Jordan Elsie, that we have to regroup and we have to build a new defensive line. And the second was after to win the Super Cup, we have the injuries of Saul and Pardo. Of course, injuries happen in football, and we have to be ready for that. We have to work to try to minimize the affection of a player's injury. But of course, we know that foreigners players are important, and we have to take care of that. What I mean is that for this season, it's clear that we have to try to avoid that kind of bad dynamics and try to get the positive dynamics that give us the good way to win the competition. If you remember last season, Kerala Blasters started the season in a very good dynamic and they were getting a lot of points. And then the second half of the season was not good for them, but they get enough points to be in the playoffs. So it's what I mean. When you are in a good wave, it looks that everything helps you to be competitive. You feel as a player physically strong, you feel mentally strong. So it's what all the teams need to be in a good dynamic and get the points.
Coach, this is Sampurna from Aspect. Just like you mentioned just now that this year East Bengal is coming up with a lot of positives, like same team, same coach, and other things. So do you believe it's not just about qualifying for the Super 6? This is the best possible chance for East Bengal to fight for the championship this year?
Well, East Bengal has been winning 1 trophy in the last 12 years. So we have to be realistic. We have to understand that we are building a new team. We have a lot of new players and we are going to work our best to try to be competitive, as I told you. Then when you are in the playoff, it's only 4 games to win the trophy. So I mean that anything can happen. We saw just a few days ago that any team can beat any team, and Mohun Bagan was the favorite in the final, and Northeast come and get the victory. So what I mean is that when you reach the playoffs, anything can happen. So it's not now about to talk about to be champion. It's about to do the work to really qualify for the playoffs.
Souvik, বলছি যে এবছর কলকাতা থেকে 3টে টিম খেলছে, তার মধ্যে 3টেই শতাব্দী ম্যাচে। তুমি এখানকার ছেলে, এবছর যে আইএসএলটা কতটা টাফ, মানে দুটো ডান্ডি ফেস করতে হবে, এটা কি এক্সট্রা কোনো চাপ? And from your side, coach, everybody says you are a magician. Everybody believes. So what kind of magic you can create this year to bring this club in with your content?
Souvik.
যেহেতু আমি বেঙ্গল থেকে মানে ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল ছেলে, আমি সুতরাং 3টে টিম খেলবে সেটা আমাদের কাছে একটা গর্বের ব্যাপার। আশা করব যে 3টে টিম আইএসএল এ প্রাধান্য রেখে খেলবে। অবশ্যই ইস্ট বেঙ্গল সব থেকে ভালো রেজাল্ট করবে সেটা আমি চাইবো। আর এটা ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল ফুটবলের জন্য এবং যারা জুনিয়র প্লেয়ার তাদের জন্য খুব ভালো। যদি গ্রাসরুট থেকে আরো ছেলে উঠে আসে তাহলে ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল থেকে বেঙ্গলের ছেলেরা অনেক বেশি চান্স পাবে আইএসএল এ, যাতে মানে সেখান থেকে যাতে দেশে প্রতিনিধিত্ব করতে পারে, সেটা আরো সুবিধা হবে ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলের জন্য। সো অ্যাজ এ কলকাতাবাসী, ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলবাসী, আমি খুবই খুশি। এটা চাপের জন্য, এটা চাপ এক্সট্রা চাপ না, এটা জাস্ট একটা ভালো ব্যাপার যে আমরা এখান থেকে 3টে টিম আমরা প্রতিনিধিত্ব করছি।
Yeah, thank you for your words, but the magician is Dimas Delgado. We have in the team El Mago, so it's not about me, it's he, the Mago. And about the trophy, of course, it's a trophy that everybody is starting the season trying to be one of the teams playing the final or getting the Shield league. Fortunately for me, I won the league 2019 and the Shield. My problem is that at that moment there was no Shield. It was the last season that the winner of the regular league was not getting the trophy. So I should have one trophy more in my gallery.
This is a question for Souvik. Souvik, hi, here. Hima and I work for the Hindustan Times newspaper. Souvik, you play in a very crucial position for the team, and you are one of the first names, it seems, that the coach puts, because you are very regular when it starts. But because of the position you play in, it also leads to getting into challenges that lead to a number of yellow cards, and then the team sort of feels let down. How do you plan to work on that in this season? Because being a crucial player, 4 matches, 4 yellow cards, you're out of one, so the team has to plan separately. But how do you do that for this season?
That's a 15-mark question.
I'll try to improve in practice. Every day I'll try to improve myself. Getting cards is not good, but this is sometimes I have to do for my team actually. So I can't help it, but slowly I'll try in the practice that I'll not touch Cleiton. Thank you.
We have quite similar numbers than him. That's quite similar.
Coach, I am first spot on you, considering that this is the best team in last 5 years, but the only problem of this team is the side back. You agree with my views?
The only problem of the team is what?
Thing is that it's the best team in last 5 years, but the only problem of this team with your side back. You agree with my views?
Of course not. Only problem. Any coach in the world will be happy to have only one problem. You know, we live in the middle of the problems. We always have problems. So I'm satisfied with the squad. We have been working in the market, trying to build the best possible team. Unfortunately, we have been playing the Duran Cup without the 2 fullbacks that were helping us to get the Super Cup. There was the injury of Nishu and Rakib, but this is happening in football. And also, it's true that we play a bad game in Shillong, very bad game. But we have to understand that we were in the middle of the preseason, building a new team, and in that lineup there was 6 players that were new in the team, so you have to create the automatisms. Players have to know each other. They have to understand what the team needs from them. So I'm positive. Also, as you know, until now, 2 players that have to be important in the defensive line, like Hector and Ali, have been not playing for us because they have with different situations. So that's it. We have a squad that can do well in defense. Defense is very important to get any trophy. As you know, the teams that get a lot of clean sheets are the teams that can be competitive. If you concede a lot of goals, you have a problem to get points. And I'm happy that last season, it was the only season in the last 5 years that the balance between goals scored and goals conceded in the full season was positive. I mean, we finished the season with plus 11 goals than we concede. So it means that we are adjusting the defense. We are happy also with the work in the good keepers. And this is the first step to be competitive, to be solid in defense. So again, when we have the full squad and everybody is ready, I think that we'll have a competitive team.
Last couple of questions.
Yes. Hi, Coach. This is Shilajit on your left. Hi, Coach. Can you tell us about the injury update of Crespo and Talal and Rakib? The injury update of Crespo, Talal and Rakib?
No. I said before that we don't have these players injured. We have Issue, and Lacra. The other ones have some discomfort, but I think are going to be ready for the first match.
Okay, Coach Dural, Coach here. But the reality is, Coach, that these are such big names in Indian football. They didn't get chance to play for 6 in last 4 years. So this year, at least, will you promise to your supporters that this one will play confirmly in for 6? They'll play, is going to play playoff. That confirm?
I didn't understand the starting of the question.
I say that reality is there is no such big names in Indian football. They didn't get chance to play in playoffs like last 4 years. So at least
big names in Indian football, you mean in
Israel? It's a big name. No,
as a club.
But at least this year you have a really good team. So will you promise to your supporters that Israel will definitely play for 6 in playoff?
We have to understand the situation. I have been here in India for from 2016, so we have to say the reality. The reality was that I was competing in I-League season 2016-2017, and Mohun Bagan and East Bengal were in I-League. So you are saying that the team is a big club. Of course, it's a big club, full of legacy, full of support, full of trophies. But the reality in the last seasons is that these two teams have been managing some situations that they have been struggling to be in the place that they have to be. Finally, both of them reach the Indian Super League and they start another situation. And that situation now is the one that we are working. Hey, we see the squads that East Bengal have been building until now. It's a clear progression. At the start, it was difficult to join, to make a competitive squad, and step by step, the stability that I was saying is bringing the possibility to get players that can spend 3-4 years in the club, like Souvik and Cleiton, but also, that is very important, players that before, when the club call them, they say, no, thank you, I don't want to play for East Bengal because I have another plans. Now these players are coming. These players are feeling that we are building something. And I'm very happy that players that have good offers from other clubs in Indian Super League, they have said them no, and they have decided to join us. It means that they come to us for a reason. They come to us to bring the old glory to the club again. So it's what we're trying, to make a good team that can be competitive and can fight for trophies.
Last question.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi, Souvik. This is Partho from Souvik. If I am not wrong, you played 11 consecutive ISL played. So, what is the improvement of Indian football throughout the days?
দেখো ইমপ্রুভমেন্ট করতে ISL 1 যখন চালু হয়েছে সেখান থেকে আজকে ISL 11-এ দাঁড়িয়ে আমরা যখন প্রথমে আমরা জানতামই না কিভাবে নিজেদের বডি টেক কেয়ার করতে হবে। প্রত্যেকটা পার্টি হয়েছে, নট অনলি ইভেন শুধু ISL খেলা, ISL এর বাইরে সমস্ত কিছু নিয়ে যেভাবে নিজেদেরকে ইমপ্রুভ করতে হয়, বড় বড় কোচেদের কাছ থেকে, বড় বড় প্লেয়ারদের সাথে থেকে, প্রথম ISL থেকে এখনো পর্যন্ত ISL এ এসে অ্যাজ এ লিগ প্রচুর ইমপ্রুভ করেছে। এবার যত দিন যাবে, গ্রাসরুটে যত কাজ হবে, আস্তে আস্তে ইন্ডিয়ান ফুটবল আরো গ্রো করবে। সবারই টাইম লাগে, আমাদের লিগেরও টাইম লাগছে। আরো কিছু দিনে ইন্ডিয়ান ন্যাশনাল টিমও খুব ভালো রেজাল্ট হবে। সুতরাং অ্যাজ এ লিগ আমার মনে হয় আমরা অনেক ফেসিলিটিস পেয়েছি যেটা আমরা আই লিগে পেতাম না। সুতরাং সেইখান থেকে দাঁড়িয়ে আজকে যে ইমপ্রুভমেন্ট আমরা দেখছি, যদি ডে বাই ডে আরো ইমপ্রুভ করে, আরো লিগের জন্য ভালো, ইন্ডিয়ান ফুটবলের জন্য ভালো, আর আমাদের স্পেশালি জুনিয়রদের জন্য ভালো।
Cleiton, I can't let you go without asking you this question. Now, you are a player who's been with East Bengal for a few years now, after spending time in Indian football earlier, and you seem to have developed an affinity with this club. Now, there are many players who, for them, their priorities are different. Maybe for them, excelling and winning trophies all the time at different clubs. And I'm sure you've received offers from other clubs. But what makes you stay on at East Bengal, and what does that say about your love for the club? Do you want to possibly go down as a legend for East Bengal?
It's not easy to be a legend for the club, of course, because this club have been so many legends, so many years, so many players are playing here for long. And I have this happiness now to spend my third season with East Bengal. Of course, while the time I'm going and you are playing for the club is building, the relationship is building. So I'm really happy to be here one more season. As I say many times, I want to leave the club as a legend. That I really want to be one player that the people will remember me in the future. So it's not easy, because I think players, they must to win trophies. They must to try to put the club in another level, and that's why my aim for East Bengal try to put the club in another level again, because we know about the history of the club. The club was playing in EFC, playing international matches, and this is what not only me, that all of us in the club trying to do for the club again.
How many more years do you think you can go on for? You seem as fit as a 25-year-old.
No, I really want to enjoy the season and try to put East Bengal in the top 6. This is my target for the season. For about next season, we will see.
Lovely. Looking forward to seeing Cleiton Silva pitch map 11 kilometers run every game this season. That's all we have time for, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. And here's wishing you and your supporters all the best for this season. We just have a quick activity planned where we have the ball placed over here. A lot of you have already signed it. For those of you who haven't signed the ball, you can sign the ball and a picture with the ball as well. Thank you so much.